How to achieve a feminine figure as a transgender person. Hi, this is Annie Rose, and in this video I'm going to talk about something which is predominantly misunderstood by people who are from this community, and it leads to a lot of confusion when it comes to expressing ourselves the way we want, and that is none other than your body's figure. We all understand that we are not born with a very feminine figure. We have very broad shoulders, and as compared to women have broader hips. So what is it that we need to understand in order to create that feminine persona that we want to portray? So if you look at the male body or the male anatomy, they have strong and wide shoulders and not so wide hips. On the other extreme, you have women who have narrower shoulders but wider hips. But in between these two, there is an overlap which is known as the androgynous figure, wherein you can actually pass as a male and you can also pass as a female, and that is something which all of us can definitely strive towards achieving. This is also something which I have done in my life. I don't really have hips which are really wide as compared to my shoulders, but they are somehow in proportion with my shoulders to give me a feminine figure. In order to create an androgynous figure, you need to understand the concept of ratios. Yes, ratios basically will give you an overall idea of what kind of proportions you need to go for. So let's start with the first ratio that you need to understand. This is called the waist to height ratio. Your waist divided by your height. If you want to create a figure which looks feminine, you need to have your waist which is less than half of your height. So your waist to height ratio should be less than 0.5. That's the first ratio that you need to understand. For this, definitely you will have to reduce your belly fat. You will have to reduce a lot of fat from your stomach area, and I have made videos on it earlier, how you can reduce your fat from the body. The second ratio, and pretty much the most widely known ratio, is called the waist to hip ratio. Yes, this is the ratio that modeling agencies look at when they are looking for good models. So what is the ideal ratio for us, especially people who identify as transgender? You see, apart from your visual appearance, you also need to understand the health aspects of your body. So doctors and medical experts will always say that the ideal waist to hip ratio for someone who is born male is pretty much around 0.09 or less, whereas for women it is 0.8 or less. Now if you look at the fashion world, if you look at the entertainment industry, where women go for the hourglass figure, they go for a hip to waist ratio of 0.7 or less. But is that something which is really achievable? For us who are born as men, it may be very difficult to achieve. So what is the ratio that we can go after? From my own personal experience, the workouts that I have done and the people that I have observed who carry a feminine persona, especially when it comes to their curves, if you can target a hip to waist ratio of 0.75, anything between 0.7 to 0.75, you will be able to create a feminine persona. Now for this you need two things. First, you have to work on reducing your belly fat. Second, you'll have to increase your hip size. So I've covered videos before also, where I've talked about how you can do exercises like squats and deadlifts, and if you're going to the gym, and you can target the hip area and you can build your hip area. I will be making a lot more videos where you can do home workouts also to focus on building your hips. But at the same time, remember, if you want a very feminine hip to waist ratio, or sorry, waist to hip ratio, you need to reduce your belly fat as well. So those are the two ratios, girls. First, your waist to height ratio, and second, your waist to hip ratio. Waist to height ratio should be less than 0.5, less than or equal to 0.5, and waist to hip ratio to get that feminine persona or feminine appearance should be approximately 0.75. Keep these two ratios in mind, go out there and start working on yourself, start working on your personality, and over a period of time, I'm sure you will achieve that feminine persona, feminine curves that you want to achieve. I hope this video was very informative, and I will see you in the next video with something more informative. Till then, enjoy your life. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have fun. Bye bye.